feel to be on the go for the very first time?
It's great. Well, I had a really, really good partner who accompanied me, and Tom, but he had to go home. So I'm just here, you know, to give everybody the love of the peach blossoms and, of course, some lucky money.
Ooh, I'll take this. You take the cherry blossoms. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. I love flowers. How much it is?
Well, it's the new year, girls. You know, it takes time. You'll get this eventually.
Right.
But for
Okay.
now, it comes to the most important part of the show today, and it is the Táo Ielts.
Oh,
I'm
the
excited for
Táo.
that.
Okay, but
This
where's
has
the
become a
Táo?
tradition, which is lovely.
Well, in order for the Táo to show, I think the Tao's boss needs to be here.
Okay.
We look forward to him.
I don't see him anywhere.
I don't know.
Whoa. Phoebe, oh my God. Where did this outfit come from? Who are you?
It ain't an outfit, darling. It's a presence.
A presence. Right, and what
Presence is that? Your Majesty?
The Jade Emperor.
Okay, the Jade Emperor. And where are your Táo, your fellow courtmen?
The courtmen are trapped in their own brains and minds. Let's see what they're doing right now.
Okay.
We just don't look very uniform. It just kind of looks off.
Well, let's just say that, I mean, since this report thing is once per year, let's just be super cool. All right?
How cool?
Are we super
I mean,
cool?
like this cool. Look at you. Can you really see me?
Oh, I see
fresh.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I see
You guys look dope. Oh, wow.
Uh,
Look at you.
Look at you, though.
If we were Blackpink, I'd be Jenny.
Dang it.
Okay.
We're kitchen gods, though.
I got back from a wedding, okay? I got invited to sing there, so. Sang at the wedding.
To the wedding?
He sang at the
Oh,
wedding.
this is your main
Oh.
gig. It's not your side gig.
I can't help it that I'm too outstanding.
Dude, this
Sorry.
is like crank it up all the way to 11. You know, we're freaking, 6.
So this won't do.
This
won't do.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
gonna work.
So what's gonna work?
Dude, let's just go back to the OG outfit.
Táo outfit?
Well, yeah, it's pretty foolproof.
This looks couture.
Yeah,
I really like the color.
Thank you. Pink for men.
that's
That certainly does
trendy.
look very manly.
matches your,
What?
your hair.
I planned it.
Oh yeah?
Pretty cool, pretty cool.
Sauce.
Yeah, hashtag steez. Yeah. Oh,
Guys, come on out. It's time to get back to the real world and stop fantasizing, and let's talk about some deep things.
Let's go.
bunch of creeps.
Stalkers. Okay, but we're like, let's talk about that later. Okay?
Let's not
Let's go.
embarrass ourselves.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, ready?
Here we go.
Let's go.
You're finally here. Let's get started. Wow. Today, beautiful people surround me to give us beautiful updates of the world. What an amazing day, and I have beautiful ladies. One thinks she's more beautiful than the other.
Sure.
Namtao and Bagdo, who should we start with first?
Well, I personally think Bắc Đậu can choose whoever she thinks is the most sexy out of the 4 men. That'd be an interesting choice, no?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the most beautiful of them all? It's me. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the sexiest of them all? Oh, it's me? But I can read you like a book, so I guess you first.
If you say so. So I'm first,
Go ahead.
but no pressure. So I'm Tao reading, and I think reading test, the IELTS reading test in the past year has been the same. The structure of this test hasn't changed. It's still 3 passages, 40 questions, and the types of questions are still the same. But I think just because of that doesn't mean you can get away with it easily. I think
some lazy reporting.
reading hasn't changed much. I'm going to be very fair, but what hasn't changed as well is how difficult it can be and how tricky it can be. I think it's really important that you get to know each type of question, get to know them, familiarize yourself with them, take them as your family member, not just a challenge, I think.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
I applaud that attempt out of it.
Sure, it seems like
Very nuanced.
Substantive.
It was sexy.
Okay.
I know.
I see.
True, very
So Nam Tao Bak Do, are you satisfied with that answer?
Pretty.
I'd give it a pass. I'm okay with that. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Move on, okay?
Okay, who do you pick to be your next?
Your
Victim.
turn.
Pink goes well with whatever I'm wearing, and I dislike the color red, so your turn.
Your Highness, everyone, I'm Táo listening, and I am here to report about listening from the past year.
Has anything changed? I heard something has changed.
Something's definitely changed, and there have been some big changes. So to be specific, the IELTS listening session has witnessed 3 changes in particular, and I'd like to start with the 2 that are not as significant as the other. And first of all, there is no more page reference when it comes to the listening part, okay? And there's another thing, which is the listening sections have been renamed to listening parts. So now, every time you take the IELTS, right? Instead of hearing the words "now turn to section 1," you will hear "now turn to part 1."
Ooh.
Groundbreaking.
That does nothing, honestly. But there is something you guys should look into, though. There will be no more example in the first session or part of the listening.
Change for change's sake. I don't know,
Well-
maybe just to make it a little bit more challenging.
Well, we have it. And in the listening section, you less time-ish, if that is your strategy. And no more examples, so no more Phoebes for you guys, and that's the harsh world. Is that the end of your report? Tao listening.
That should be the end of my report.
Dang.
Do
what a
you guys have any
productive year.
questions?
Do you have any questions, King?
I don't have questions, but I can imagine people being so afraid. And talk about people being afraid. There's another Tao that they're probably going to be afraid of, and that is the writing Tao.
Wow.
Is the writing becoming any easier this time?
So to start off, should I give you a request?
What is your request?
I'd like to turn the reports, the boring report part, into the Q&A session, in which you can ask me questions.
Dang.
Sounds creative.
Yeah.
Maybe do you have your report prepared?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay.
No, he hasn't.
All
Why are you
right.
laughing?
I'm going to
Let's
there's-
just give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yes.
And let's just
ask him some questions.
ask him some questions, yeah?
Okay. About last year's writing.
What's the easiest and most difficult writing topics that you have seen last year?
So should I touch on the most difficult one first?
Whatever you
everywhere.
like.
Get
Okay.
touchy.
So when it comes to
Touch
the
me.
weird, peculiar, and cruel part of the writing test, it normally falls on test 2. And
Okay.
could you ever think of some question like, how can we create an ideal society? So if you're given such a question, what would you answer?
Wow,
I think it's the perfect question, isn't it?
I don't
Because
think
you
so.
can write about anything you like. You can write about travel. You can write about food.
Yeah.
It is about writing. And you know, the question is for everyone in the audience, and some of you are just 15 or even younger than 15. So, like you said, let's write about something you do know, like how to create a happy society and how to be here at this moment and be happy. Okay? And the good news that in writing, there's no simple parts, I have to say.
I dislike this guy.
How is that
A lot.
good news?
Well, okay.
I believe it's only kind of us to end this very difficult and very scary gentleman's speech on a high note. And with that, we move to our last Tao.
Forgive my insolence,
she's
Your Highness.
speaking.
Where to begin?
Begin wherever you wish.
I'm panicking. I'm speaking in a British accent.
Cut that accent.
All right, back to my usual, tune, right? So speaking for the past year, what can I tell you? Dang, this is reflecting poorly on my preparedness. But there's one key thing I want to touch on is how specific the questions are becoming, particularly in part 2. So before, you people would get, really simple questions, really broad. It's really malleable. I mean, there are a number of directions you can, kind of go with. So for example, you would get questions like, describe a memorable trip, or describe someone you want to spend time with. But now, the IELTS test is, it's really upping the ante and pumping out questions like, describe a tree, or friggin' describe a historical period, or, historical period is an old one, but describe a wild animal, So questions that really require you to really describe an object or a person or a concept in greater detail. Right? You can't get away with just keeping it safe and general, right? So my suggestion for aspiring IELTS test takers would be to try to, look at objects in with a keen eye for details, right? Really, pick it apart, like pick out the components. Like when you look at that beautiful tree right there, right? You should be able to name a few parts of the tree, all right?
Please do. Please do.
Dang
For
it.
example.
Come on, man. What's with your vendetta with me? Okay, so attempt to describe this tree. So you should know the roots, and the trunk, and the bark, and the flowers, and the leaves. And those are some like the basic components. But oddly enough, not enough people know, how to describe like these very simple parts, right? So for example, like a larger tree, like the part that the branches kind of constitute. I mean, it's called a crown. I mean, we all know it in Vietnamese, but in English, we just can't quite describe it. Anyway, that's one of the key trends this year, is that questions are getting more specific. They want you to break down things in greater detail. So you should probably start to approach vocabulary in a different way. Okay, try not to learn things that are too general, but just look around you and describe like the simple things around you. Then you would discover like just how much you're missing out, right? For example, this table, whatever it's on the table, try to describe it in English.
Speaking, Tao, I like your sharing very much.
I know I'm the emperor's favorite.
Now. Don't be too cocky. Don't be too arrogant. I will test you outside
Oh, dang it.
on your
Wow.
speaking skills, okay? So everybody will get a chance to see how you perform on the speaking test.
You're done.
Let's give them a round of applause.